This is KGW News at 11.
It's been 1 week since a security guard was shot and killed inside a Northwest Portland hospital. Legacy Good Samaritan Medical Center is now upping security measures to make sure a tragedy like this never happens again. Thank you for joining us. I'm Blair Best. Employees were planning to protest tonight demanding action, but Legacy Health leaders sent out a letter before the protest detailing their plans to improve security. Art Edwards has a look at the plan and how employees are now responding.
Dozens of healthcare workers, family and friends carried signs and marched outside of Legacy Good Samaritan Hospital in Northwest Portland, at times getting the support of people driving by. This comes a week after Legacy security guard Bobby Smallwood was shot and killed outside the hospital's birthing center. The protesters say things are different now.
It's very somber, the way people are feeling, and definitely we're all on edge. We're certainly more aware of the level of violence that we're putting ourselves at risk of.
The protesting workers called for better security at Legacy Health locations.
We've certainly given our opinion for many years. We've requested lots of safety measures. It just shouldn't take someone dying at work to be heard and taken seriously.
A little more than an hour before the protest started, Legacy officials released a letter. Legacy plans to do 3 things right away. They'll install metal detectors at all Legacy hospitals, search bags, install bullet slow film on main entries and internal entries, and equip lead security officers with tasers. Other officers will be issued tasers when they complete training and certification. Additional security measures will be looked at in the coming months. The letter went on to thank people for their patience and support as Legacy Health tries to harness grief into action. Workers outside the hospital are not sure the measures will go far enough, and they are still reeling after the events of a week ago.
I know that it shook us all up. It's like all the trauma that came with this for everyone was so mind-boggling.
As they mourn the loss of Bobby Smallwood, they praise the efforts of the security guards who work at Legacy Health facilities. Art Edwards, KGW News.
Let's bring in meteorologist Joe Ranieri, who's live in downtown Portland. And Joe, we've seen a lot of sun this summer, but not too much rain.
No, we really haven't, and that's going to be, kind of the weather story over the next several days. We've seen only trace amounts of rain so far this summer. The last time we saw a measurable amount of rain, Blair, you have to go back to June 19th. Now, as we take a look at what we're going to be seeing over the next couple of days, fire danger is going to be remaining high throughout the central and eastern side of the state. Of course, it's been very dry in that section of the state. As we look at some of the watches and warnings, that gray color you see, that's throughout parts of Lane County, where Eugene, parts of Corvallis, you're going to be seeing some thick smoke over the next couple of days, as well as throughout the high desert, Bend, Redmond, Sisters, and Sun River as well. And then we'll kind of look at that red color. That's where the fire danger is going to be high. That's throughout the central and eastern side of the state. We're going to be seeing very windy conditions, and that's going to continue here the next couple of days. So we're going to be out and about. Pay attention to those watches and warnings for sure. And as we look at the air quality, it's not going to be bad at all throughout the coast and the valley. Where it's going to be suffering over the next couple of days will be throughout Bend and Redmond. You can see some yellows and some reds. So if you can avoid being outside, that's probably your best bet. Looking at the smoke forecast, it's going to get really thick through that side of the state heading into basically tomorrow morning and into the afternoon. And coming up in my detailed forecast, Blair, I'll talk more about when we could be seeing the next chance of rain and what we could be expecting to see heading in the first week of August as well.
All right, Joe, thanks so much. We're now hearing from the mother of the 19-year-old man who was tackled and tased by 2 Vancouver police officers after he assaulted them while being arrested back in May. One officer tased him in the back and then pulled his pants down and threatened to do the same to his genitals. Now, 2 months later, we're hearing from his mother, who's still searching for answers. Chaotic body cam footage of an arrest shows the moment Vancouver police officer Andrea Mendoza pulled down 19-year-old Elijah Guthrie Prejean's pants and threatened to tase him in the genitals.
Knock it off or I'll do it in your nuts. I'm dead. I will do it.
I'm dead. I promise, I'm dead.
Yeah, I will tase you with the nuts.
I promise I'm dead.
Knock it off.
I will.
He was fighting back after being arrested for allegedly shoplifting.
Hey, go ahead and stop for me. Come on.
Well, what you grabbing me?
Yep, I told you you're under arrest.
Police tased Prejean in the back after he punched and kicked the officers in the face and chest. It's a violent scene that leaves Prejean's mother, Orlandria, at a loss for words.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to react to it.
It's been 2 months. She's now just learning the disturbing details of the arrest.
I'm very angry. I'm very hurt.
She admits her son has a criminal history, but believes in this case he was racially profiled.
My son doesn't feel safe. He's still in jail. All of that, and he's still behind bars. That bothers me. That's a real problem for me.
His charges in this case were dropped. He's still in jail, though, after pleading guilty on unrelated assault charges.
He understands that he messed up, and he shouldn't have been fighting back. He understands that. But even he knows he doesn't understand why they were pulling his pants down.
Officer Mendoza is on administrative leave and faces a 4th-degree assault charge. Her first court appearance is in early August. The punishment, Orlandria says, doesn't go far enough.
I don't think she should ever be a police officer again. How can you trust her? I don't hate police, but Vancouver police, like I said, I've had them throw me on the ground. I've had them beat me up, years ago, same age as my son. I've been there.
The Vancouver chapter of the NAACP tells KGW Officer Mendoza should be terminated for gross behavior, though the police union stands by Officer Mendoza, saying she did her job faithfully and did not commit a crime. The Vancouver police chief is also speaking out in this prepared video statement.
I want to emphasize to the community that my expectation is that at all times, our personnel serve the public with professionalism, compassion, and respect.
But for Orlandria, her faith in law enforcement is forever changed.
We're never going to trust them again. I don't call the police when I have a problem. You know why? Because of stuff like that.
Well, a Portland family is mourning the loss of a mother who was shot and killed on Wednesday. It happened around 5:30 in the evening in the Powellhurst-Gilbert neighborhood. Thomas Schultz talked with her family.
They say Laura Guerrero Rafaela was a loving mother of 4 and aunt to many more in her family. She talked every day to her sisters and even looked after one who had arthritis and couldn't take care of herself. Now, all they have left is pictures and memories.
She would always be the first one on the dance floor.
Arlith Pacheco and the rest of her family still can't believe Laura Guerrero Rafaela is gone. Family members say Guerrero Rafaela would treat her nieces and nephews like her own children. She even began taking care of one of her nephews, raising him like her own son. To Pacheco, her aunt's death seems like a bad dream.
Here's my aunt, and my cousin.
She says Guerrero Rafaela used to talk about her death, urging her family not to cry when she was gone.
I don't know if she said it just as a joke, but we never thought she was actually gonna be taken from us in such a horrible way.
Shot 4 times and killed. Pacheco says security footage shows Guerrero Rafaela was shot 3 times before the gunman stepped even closer, before firing a 4th bullet.
All this family is hurt.
Now, all they ask is for justice.
This person that did this to her, it shouldn't be out there.
Family members say they know the person who shot Guerrero Rafaela, but they say police told them they don't yet have enough evidence to charge anyone.
It's not fair to my family to know that the guy who killed her is still running around.
Now Pacheco just has this book.
Me and my aunt.
Filled with pictures from her quinceañera and memories of her aunt.
We're just in shock. We can't believe that she's actually gone.
Portland has now had 50 homicides this year. 43 have been shootings. Thomas Schultz, KGW News.